Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of PowerCore Productions and Podcastings. And in today's video, we're going to be continuing Naruto Polaris, The Fallen Star. What if Hanabi Hyuga was born first? Part 24 of the Momoshiki arc. As always, if you're new to the channel or if you're a regular and like what we have to offer, then please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and hit that bell for post notifications so you can stay up to date on everything that is PowerCore Productions and Podcastings that has to come out now and in the future. As we go into part 24, we now enter into the pinnacle part of the Momoshiki arc, that being the start of the Chunin exams. However, how will things play in this series of events? As we have plenty of new characters, many to be introduced, and many more to be fleshed out in this series, as we get a chance to see what the next generation can do on the grandest stage. As Boruto attempts to forge his own path in his ninja way, we'll see him challenged by many new and powerful rivals, not just from the Hidden Leaf, but from around the ninja world. Does Boruto have what it takes to stand out on top amongst his peers, or will he fall short in his claim to the ultimate victory? For all this and more, stay tuned as we now continue. Naruto Polaris, The Fallen Star. What if Hanabi Hyuga was born first? Part 24. As always, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Boruto laid on the ground, the grass feeling the back of his head. He puffed tirelessly in exhaustion after the day's training had come to an end. He had been going non-stop the last month in preparation for the Chunin exams. In a way, he had to rediscover himself, relearn a lot of things that he often took for granted. Of course, his master Sasuke did not make things easy for him, and Boruto was appreciative of this. At the very least, he had to confront his own weakness, and it was better that he was doing it sooner rather than later. That's enough for the day, Boruto. You've come a long way. Yeah, I feel exhausted though. Well, don't worry. You'll have time to rest before the Chunin exams begin. Right now, it's the best thing for you. Working yourself to near death isn't going to do you much good. There's a difference between training and just pure torture. Yeah, you're probably right, Mr. Sasuke. But even still, I don't know if I was able to get this jutsu down the way I wanted it to. It still has some kinks that need to be worked out. But still, I'd say it's pretty effective. And best of all, it's 100% you. Yeah, that's for sure. Although, I wish I had the Byakugan. It would surely make things a lot easier. Perhaps. But the testament of being a shinobi is one who endures. And sometimes that endurance means dealing with the cards that you've been dealt in life. There were many in my clan who didn't possess the Sharingan despite being Uchiha. Really? There were. But even still, they went on to become accomplished shinobi in their own right. But wouldn't the Sharingan be helpful? The Sharingan has its advantages, but there are also disadvantages that come along with it. It's a power that's more so of a gift as well as a curse. But even still, learning to make do with what you have, it's just an aspect of life. Yeah, you're right. Although I can't really move at the moment. Do you think you could... Sasuke would create a shadow clone that would pick Boruto up on the shoulders and carry him to his house. In the meantime, Sasuke went home, finding his daughter and his wife and son. The two children having to carry their mother, who fell unconscious at the sight of her husband, to the couch. Sarada, Sakamo, Papa, Father. It's good to see that you're all doing well. We didn't expect you to be here for dinner. I know. I'm sorry about that. It's fine, really, it's fine. We're actually really happy. Sasuke would look to Sakamoto. Is something the matter, son? If you don't mind, do you think you could maybe watch me do the fireball jutsu? So you're already practicing with the fireball jutsu, huh? Sure, I'll watch you. As the Uchihas went on to have their dinner for the night, Boruto lied in bed, tired, exhausted, drained, but in an odd way fulfilled. His jacket had become cut and torn a bit. He tried sewing it up back together as best he could, but even still, there were some things he weren't entirely good at. As he lied asleep in bed, not too long after into the night, Naruto came home to pick up some supplies before heading back to the office. As he did so, he walked past his son's room. His son lying half asleep in bed. Well, for the most part, he had hardly gotten himself into bed properly. Naruto tucking his son in as he saw his jacket. His jacket looked worn and torn, and though for Naruto, he always expected his son's jacket to always look new and clean. He hardly ever saw his son being really dirty like that. You've really been putting in a lot of effort, haven't you, Boruto? Boruto lied asleep as Naruto rubbed his forehead before walking back out the door. No matter what happens, I'm already more proud of you than you could ever imagine. Do your best, son. Naruto would leave. As the next day, the beginnings for the Chunin exams would be underway. Genin teams from all over congregated within the Hidden Leaf Village. Among those congregating were the group of the 4 rookies. First, Team 7. The team of Sarada Uchiha, Boruto Uzumaki, and Mitsuki. The next, Team 14. The team of Chocho Akamichi, Shikadai Nara, and Inojin Yamanaka. Then, Team 21, Masamune Lee, Momo Hyuga, and Masoka Lee. Then finally, Team 0, Siren Haruno, Hoki, and Hachimaru. The 12 all stood together outside of the testing area for the first round of the Chunin exams. Hachimaru was carrying a specifically made backpack on his back, with all of his tools and everything he was allowed to bring with him for the Chunin exams. Since the 7 Tokage had allowed for any tech or tools to be used as long as they were homemade by the Genin and not made by professionals, Hachimaru was excited as he was now going to get a chance to show off what he was capable of. Siren looked on with concern as she warned her teammate to not go overboard. In preparation for the Chunin exams, Siren and Hoki had been helping Hachimaru to test some of his tools for the exam. Some of them were pretty cool and had a lot of unique functions. There were other tools that blew up, other tools that almost took their head off, and there were other tools that did things that, well, honestly, sometimes you had to question just how sane the boy truly was. I mean, this was an era of peacetime, and I mean, with all the things he built, he looked like he was trying to fight in the 5th Great Ninja War. Shikadai felt like everything was a drag. To be entirely honest, he probably wouldn't have shown up unless his mom hadn't dragged him out of bed and basically almost threatened to beat him over with her fan to drag him to come along. Then there was Boruto, who was the last to arrive, surprisingly, half asleep and almost half dressed. Looks like you had a long night, Shikadai would say. You could say that, Boruto would say. Well, geez, you can try to look prepared, Sarada would say. I mean, seriously, we were getting to think you weren't going to show up at all. Or you were going to try to pull some stunt and only send a shadow clone. Now, Sarada, Mitsuki would say. We should have more faith in Boruto. He wouldn't do anything like that. Oh, please. He tried to send a shadow clone to his own birthday one time. His mother saw through the trick, all because he stayed up all night gaming and couldn't be bothered to get out of bed. Don't remind me about that, Sarada. It's funny though. You should have seen the look on his mother's face. And I must say, the shadow clone was pretty perfect. Almost had everyone fooled. Except you had one hair out of place. I said forget it. I'm here now, aren't I? That's all that matters. So, when's the first round going to start? Any minute now, Inojin would say. I know my dad's supposed to be the proctor for one of these things. Great, so do you know what he's gonna do? No. And even if I did know, why would I tell you? Because we're friends. And besides, I got this. Boruto would rummage through his back pocket before pulling out a pack of ninja trading cards. Wait, you have the Platinum Edition? I knew you were late for some reason. You stopped by the convenience store, didn't you? Well, I mean, I had to pick up a breakfast burger. I couldn't really compete on an empty stomach. And I mean, they were selling them in line, so... So you were gonna have us almost fail because of those cards. Sarada would then smile as she started weaving a series of hand signs. Sarada, what are you doing? Fire style. Fireball jutsu. Boruto started running for his life as little balls of fire started flying behind him, attempting to burn away those pack of cards. Sarada, wait, please, we can talk this out. You don't have to be so hasty. Come on, I gave up everything for these cards. I don't have the money. You should have thought of that before you put my career on the line. I want to be Hokage, damn it. Okay, and I promise you'll be Hokage. I swear I'll make it happen, I promise. You promise? Yes, please, just stop. Come on, I'm really tired. Not too tired to wait for some damn cards. That's not the point. I didn't take you for a troublemaker so early in the morning, Boruto. Or should I say, honorable son. Boruto heard a familiar voice. A voice he hadn't heard in a while. But there was no way. Could it really be him? Boruto turned to see and confirm his suspicions. Sure enough, standing in the center of the group of three, a young man Boruto hadn't seen in a while, the son of the feudal lord of the Land of Fire, Yuto Madoka. Yuto? You remember me. I'm touched. These here are my comrades. To the left, a boy named Kenta. And to the right, a girl named Akari. Shikadai would grit his teeth as some of the others asked what the problem was. Shikadai would explain that there is Yuto Madoka, the son of the Fire Daimyo, the feudal lord of the Land of Fire. Yeah, we get that, so what's the big deal? Well, Boruto's the son of the Hokage, right? Well, being the son of the Daimyo is like being in the same air. What you're seeing right now is basically akin to two princes of powerful nations coming face to face. Okay, but why is he here? And why is he dressed like he's going to compete in the Chunin exams? My thoughts exactly, Boruto would ask. It doesn't seem like they get along all that well, Sarada would say. That's an understatement. You see, when Shikadai and Boruto were a lot younger, being the sons of the future Hokage and Hokage at the time in Naruto, along with the right-hand man in Shikamaru, it meant that children of very powerful people had to meet from time to time. A young Boruto and a young Shikadai meeting with a young Yuto, it was clear to see why they didn't get along with him. Yuto was, in all sense of the words, a spoiled brat. Basically, anything and everything he wanted, waited on hand and foot. Nothing was beyond his reach. But it wasn't just that. Yuto had a way of words, if you will. A way of talking to someone, acting like he was the greatest thing in the room at any given time. He was just the type of person that rubbed Boruto the wrong way. It had been that way ever since they were kids, and even now. And to see him here, well, it didn't fill Boruto with the greatest of confidence. What the hell are you doing here, Yuto? You're not a ninja. Says who? Just because I didn't go to your dumb academy doesn't mean I'm not skilled. I was trained privately, and I was deemed qualified to have the rank of Genin. Is that so? How many missions have you done? Oh, come on. Like I have to waste my time doing missions. That's your job the last time I checked? And if I'm being entirely honest, your father hasn't been doing that much of a job anyway, seeing as how missions are always being cut left and right. I mean, what the hell is my dad paying your dad for if he's just gonna sit on his lazy ass and not shut up, Yuta, Boruto would say. Hey, don't get mad at me. Facts are the facts. You Shinobi go around here being all pampered and shit, acting like you can't do anything wrong. And what? The Land of Fire loses money left and right. Paying and filling your greedy bellies to do what? Sit around and chase cats. You could say that me being here as well, in a way, trying to see if you're really all that. I mean, come on. I'm nothing but a commoner. Yuto would walk closer to Boruto's face. It would be so embarrassing if you lost to me. Not gonna happen, Boruto would say. We'll see. You might be the son of the Hokage, but it's only gonna get you so far. I'll see you around. Yuto would leave with his team following him close behind. Boruto gritted his teeth and clenched his fist. If he needed any motivation to pass this, well, he definitely had it now. The first test of the tuning exams was rather basic. The students would be brought to a building. Inside of the building, there was 2 proctors. First, Sai, leader of the Anbu Black Ops for the Hidden Leaf Village. And next to him was Kurenai Sarutobi, the wife of Asuma Sarutobi. But why was Kurenai here? Well, she was brought along for her expertise in genjutsu. Because the students, they were going to be experiencing their first test. It was going to be a test that was, on the surface, pretty easy. You see, there would be a door. When the student walked through the door and it closed behind them, they would find themselves in a narrow hallway with just enough space to touch either side of the wall. Down the hall, with a light that loomed above them, was another door. You see, all you have to do is walk from one door down the hall to the other door. Simple, right? At least, that's what you would think. Although, in life, is anything ever really that simple? No. This was a genjutsu test. The ultimate genjutsu test. For you see, before the students even entered the building, as they had made their way to where the exam was going to take place, they were being hit with subtle genjutsus. Nothing too powerful, nothing to throw them off immediately. Just small things. The ones who picked up on it, the ones who were able to see through the trick, would be completely aware of what was going on. For those that couldn't, well, it wasn't going to be a good day for them. You see, the first groups of people who took the test, well, some of them stayed in there for about 5 minutes, 10 minutes, before yelling, screaming, and begging for the door to be opened. And if you wanted the door to be open, it would be, but it would result in your failure. For Boruto and friends, they had to confront the Genjutsu Hall, the Hall of Illusions, where trying to get to the other side was anything but simple. It was within the halls that one would experience one's own greatest fears, anxieties, things that you hated the most, the things that were kept in the crawl spaces of your mind. For many, they were unable to see through the Genjutsu, unable to see through the illusion. Now, I won't go through what every student went through, what every person experienced, as everyone has their own fears and their own issues that they have to work through. But if you want to know what Boruto's fear was, how could I describe it? What did Boruto see? Well, simple enough. Boruto is the kind of person that values his friends, the kind of person who values his family, the camaraderie, the bonds that he forms. So for Boruto, it was simple enough. What would his world be like without them? A world without those bonds, where everyone he knew and loved turned their back on him, where everyone he cared for left him behind. A world where there was no love for Boruto Uzumaki, where everyone hated him. Well, safe to say, this world is just an illusion, right? There's no way that the world will ever turn on Boruto. No, that's ridiculous. That would never happen. Right? If you know, you know. But for now, Boruto was able to get through the illusion. He centered himself. He saw through the deception and realized the truth within his own heart, that he was loved and he was cared for, allowing him to break through the illusion of the Genjutsu and to arrive on the other side. With those that had managed to pass, they moved on to the next stage of the Chunin exams. That being a good old game of capture the flag. This was in a way of allowing for the students to have team-on-team combat, but in a safe and controlled area. For Boruto and his team, they were going up against a team from the Hidden Mist Village, with Boruto being left back to guard the flag, as one of the Mist Shinobi came to take it from him. The Mist Shinobi would attempt to overwhelm Boruto, as he created 12 water clones. Those of the proctors watching on from a distance looked to see what Boruto was going to do. Boruto took a deep breath before opening his eyes as he channeled gentle fist-style chakra into the palms of his hand before creating a fist. Boruto readied himself as the clones came charging. This was Boruto's technique. Because Boruto did not have the Byakugan, it meant he couldn't use the gentle fist style 64 palm strike. He couldn't see where chakra points were in the body, not with the naked eye. But after doing a lot of studying in the Hyuga library, he was able to get a good idea of how the chakra network worked, and how to dispel chakra from one's own body into the other, to strike the chakra points. However, the problem is that Boruto could not pinpoint where these strikes were exactly. So in a way, if Boruto attempted to use the 32 palms, he would just be striking blind and hoping for the best. But what if that wasn't a bad thing? No. You see, instead of trying to hit the fly with, say, a needle, which is basically what this technique was, what if instead he used a fly swatter? He would instead use his fists to strike at the chakra network itself. Maybe he'd hit a cluster of chakra points, maybe he wouldn't. It was random, but in a way, effective. And if you hit enough of the body, you'll hit enough chakra points eventually. Boruto rated himself in a stance as he waited for the clones to come to him. Alright, time to see if this will pay off. Boruto delivered a series of combo strikes to each of the clones that came his way. His fist clenched, his determination high. The fist would burrow through the clones with ease, causing them to dispel into water. As the original of the Mist Shinobi would be left in the back, he would attempt to make his strike as he lunged towards Boruto. Boruto, however, would evade every swing of his sword before kicking him into the air and delivering a series of punches to his body. Punches to the chest and to the gut, punches to the arms and to the leg. A few times, he managed to hit a good cluster of chakra points. A couple of times, only a few. And a few times, none at all. It was really the luck of the draw for Boruto. But Boruto always felt like a lucky guy. And that's why he named the technique the Jackpot Gentle Fist. A gentle fist strike that, depending on where it landed, could do a lot of damage, medium damage, or no damage at all. For Boruto, it was about throwing fists and being lucky. And thankfully, with the stamina that he gained from being a quarter Uzumaki, and with the above average chakra reserves that he had, more often than not, his lucky shot could be pretty lucky. As the Mist Shinobi staggered to his feet, Boruto was ready to finish him off. Thankfully, all of that water that he had from those water clones was spilled all around him, Boruto jumping back before weaving a series of hand signs. Lightning style, thunderclap arrow. Boruto sent a surge of lightning into the water, stunning the shinobi, causing him to be fallen in defeat. In the meantime, Sarada and Mitsuki had managed to capture the flag of the enemy team, and as such, they advanced to the finals. For Boruto, he was a little exhausted, a little tired. Things probably could have gone a bit smoother, but he saw the results that he wanted, and he knew he could only go forward from here. With that, Boruto's team would advance, along with the other rookie teams. And Yuto's team, well, they were just oddly enough dominating. It was like nothing thrown their way was a problem for them. A few of the proctors watching on couldn't help but wonder, were these type of prodigies really outside of the Hidden Leaf? I mean, from what they had learned, they were just from civilian cities, and one of them was the son of the feudal lord, who had never had serious ninja training outside of his private tutors in a day in his life, and yet he was this skilled? As Team Yuta wrapped up their capture the flag mission, they would turn away, going back to their private lodging. The feudal lord was waiting there. So, what is the news? We have advanced to the finals with ease, Father. I told you didn't have anything to worry about. The ninja tools we have are more than effective. And they haven't caught on yet? No. Besides, there's no real need for us to hide them. In the end of the day, we're allowed to use them, right? Be careful. You're not allowed to use professionally made tools. Kotosuke, sitting in the room, would simply laugh. Don't worry. Those simpletons have no idea how my tech works. They'll have no way of knowing what we're truly capable of. You've done well, young lord, and now you've gotten one step closer to achieving ultimate victory. Yeah, although I won't be satisfied till I crush Boruto. Won't we all? If I can humiliate him on the biggest stage, then it's only going to prove my worthiness to father, Yuto would think. Soon, I'm going to become the Fire Daimyo. And when I do, I'm not going to make the mistake of letting the shinobi walk all over me. If Boruto is the best of the next generation, and I wipe the floor with him, then it's going to show the shinobi where the true power lies. Stay focused, Yuto, his father would say. You have a long way to go before the exams are over. Yuto would bow in understanding, everyone preparing themselves as the finals of the Chunin exams loomed on ahead. The clash of the best in the ninja world. Boruto sat in his room. He was wrapping his arm as he had cut it during the match, although he had been hyped up on adrenaline, he didn't even notice. Naruto walked into the room, congratulating his son on getting to the finals. Thanks, Dad. Yeah, you were really cool out there, you know? And that new technique you came up with, you really developed that on your own? Well, yeah. I kind of had to make up for not being able to use the Byakugan and all, you know? So it was just something I came up with on the fly. I thought it would work maybe halfway, but it actually had a lot more results than I was expecting. I'll say. And the name of the move is cool too. Jackpot Gentle Fist. Sounds like you really gotta be lucky when you land one of those things, don't you? Yeah. Although, I imagine if I struck you with it, it wouldn't do much good. You got a lot more power than I do. Though, don't give me too much credit. If anyone knows something about a jackpot shot, it would be your sister. Both Boruto and Naruto would shudder a bit, as they remembered a day in particular. It was the day that Naruto became Hokage. You know the story. It was supposed to be a great and monumentous occasion. Naruto achieves his dream in front of his wife and children and in front of the village that he loves so much. That was until Boruto and Himawari got into a fight over a teddy bear. The teddy bear's head went bye-bye, and then Boruto went night-night, along with his father, as Himawari activated her Byakugan on accident and, well, knocked the hell out of Naruto. Although, to be honest, it was that moment that actually inspired Boruto to come up with the idea for the Jackpot Gentle Fist, a technique that, when landed at the right time, could take down anyone powerful enough. I mean, if his little sister could take down their father, then for Boruto it had to be a piece of cake at least, even if he didn't have the Byakugan. In either case, Naruto was proud of his son, proud of seeing how far he had come, how far he had gotten in his training. Of course, Naruto always wished he could have done more. If anything, he would have loved to have been training with his son before the Chunin exams. Naruto felt like there was a lot he wanted to say, a lot he needed to say. But Boruto would smile. Yeah, it's not always easy being the Hokage's son. I know. I don't make it easy for this family at all, and I'm truly... But you don't have to apologize for it, Dad. I mean, yeah, things don't always go the way I want them to. But, you know, it doesn't go that way for anyone in the world. But being able to endure and come out on the other side, that's the most important thing, isn't it? Yeah, it is. As long as I can hang out with you sometimes, then I'm happy. And when I do, I want to learn more. Well, if you'll tell me about your story, your past. It's a long story. I know. That's what everyone says. Especially Grandpa Jiraiya. What? Pervy Sage has been talking about me? Pervy Sage? Nothing. Why'd you call him Pervy Sage? It's nothing. You don't need to know about it. Outside of the window, they would hear yelling in the distance. Naruto! Boruto! It's happened! It's finally happened! I hit the big time, baby! What the? It sounds like Grandpa Jiraiya. What the? Pervy Sage? They both would open the window as they saw Jiraiya dancing in the streets. Grandpa Jiraiya, what are you doing? Boruto would yell. I got good news, guys! Really good news! I hit the big time! I did it! I finally did it! Pervy Sage, do you know what time it is? The street lights are already on. Why are you yelling? Because I just found out who's going to be one of the sponsors for the tuning exams. What? They made you a sponsor? Mm-hmm. My series is finally going to be recognized globally. The movie's going to have its trailer premiere at the... No, it's not. What? But come on, Naruto, what the... No, not with a bunch of children around. Come on, Pervy Sage, have some decency. Oh, yeah. Wait, a movie? What movie? You don't need to know about it. But you don't need to know about it, okay? You don't. You really, really don't. Because if your mother found out, it'll be the end of you, and it'll be the end of me. But worst of all, it'll be the end of me. Naruto would shudder at the very thought. The last thing he needed was his wife chewing him out because their son got a hold of make-out tactics. Dear God, some of the things in make-out tactics. It's because of that book that Boruto and Himawari are hearing the first... Okay, we're getting off topic. With that, Naruto would wish his son goodnight before leaving to head back to the office, along with Jiraiya, who thought that celebrating with a bottle of sake was in order, even though Naruto had to ixnay the idea of showing that type of trailer at the tuning exams. Seriously, did the guy have no restraint? You're such a party pooper, Naruto. And after all these years, you're still calling me Pervy Sage? Can't you have some respect for your elders? I do have respect for my elders. But between you and Granny Tsunade, I don't know what to do. You know, if she heard you calling her grandma, she'd end up knocking you into the next lifetime. Yeah, I have a lot to deal with. But even still, I'm glad to see that Boruto's made it this far. He's definitely an impressive little rascal. I wonder what he's going to show off next. Both master and student would smile as they walked to the Hokage's office under the light of the moon. They were definitely looking forward to seeing what the son of the hyperactive knucklehead ninja had in store. In the meantime, 3 distinct beings were close to making their descent upon the dimension. Members of a race long since forgotten. They had already made plans to stop and capture some chakra from the Eight Tails. And now it was time for them to continue on in their conquests. Their sights were set on Konoha, and their target, the 7th Hokage, Naruto Uzumaki. This concludes Naruto Polaris, The Fallen Star, What If Hanabi Hyuga Was Born First, Part 24. Stay tuned for tomorrow's video as we continue and conclude with the Season 2 finale of Re:Zero Avatar Lost. What if Aang was in Re:Zero Season 2 Part 6. But as always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and hit that bell for post notifications so you can stay up to date on everything that is PowerCore Productions and Podcastings that has to come out now and in the future. I'm your host, Javon Harrington, signing off, and I'll see you next time.